Hey everyone, it is Tanya. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you are new here. Today I'm back with another speed build, and this is going to be a family home. I think I'm calling this like perfect family home or something like that, because as it was coming together, it just felt so cozy and like everything had its place, and this was for like a perfect little happy family. So I think that's what I'm calling it, but this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home in the world of Sequoia, which is the world that we got with the Sims 4 Growing Together expansion pack, our family-oriented expansion pack that I really, really like. It's one of my favorites. And I don't know if I would say this really fits the style of the world. I feel like it fits in nicely here, but I wouldn't say it's necessarily a craftsman-inspired home. I just wanted to play around and figure out a layout here that I thought would look cute, and I think the exterior of this home is absolutely stunning. I can't wait for you to see how it comes together. I do change the swatch of it so many different times because I just wanted to try for some different colors, but it does end up being brown in the end, which is probably a color I use too often on the exteriors of builds, but I thought it looked so nice, so I was okay with it. I hope you will like this build as well. If you do and you'd like to download it, it will be available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi, and that information will also be in the description down below as well. This is not a starter home by any means, by the way. But I don't think it's like the most expensive, since it does have 3 bedrooms and 2 baths, and it's on a 30 by 20 lot. It comes in at 73,705 simoleons, and it ends up having a pretty decent side yard, as well as sort of like a greenhouse or sunroom. It's very small. There's only a couple of planters in there, but I thought it looked really nice and helped to add to the shape of this house, because right now the left is looking a little bit empty in my opinion. So I end up having a little bit of a sunroom attached around where that chimney piece is, which I just think adds a lot to this build. And then I am figuring out our windows. I got a lot of the window placement because it took me ages to figure out which windows I wanted to use, and I ended up using these ones from Discover University in the end. There's some of my favorites. Obviously, we now have individual shutters you can place on any window that came with Horse Ranch, but of the windows that already exist in game that come with shutters, these are my favorite ones. So I liked using those there. And then I thought about having a garage over here, and I do keep I almost called it the fireplace. I do keep the driveway up to the garage, but I don't actually keep the garage. That ends up being a room on the inside of the build in the end. So I still think it's nice to have a driveway for your Sims to park their cars that they don't have. But I did put some decorative cars there. I just think it looks nice and realistic, and this world has bits of the sidewalk that dip down that look like that's where a driveway should go. So I just kind of aligned it with that. And here you can see me changing the color of the exterior of the build so many times. I just really couldn't make up my mind. I really liked the yellow. I was enjoying a blue for a while, but it does end up being brown in the end, and I'm quite happy with that decision. I think it looks quite nice. So we should be switching to that here now. Did we use this one from Horse Ranch or a different one? I'm not entirely sure, but it does come together, and I think it looks really cute. And then I'm figuring out our planters that I want to put under the windows. I ended up going with these ones from oh goodness, I think these are also from Discover University. There's a lot of really nice items from that pack for exteriors of builds, but I don't actually build in that world that often. I'm not really sure why that is, but currently, as I am recording this voiceover, I have been working on a dorm building over on my Twitch channel. We're working on like a modern dorm, and it's coming out quite nicely. I'm hoping I will finish that up here shortly and be able to post that on the channel. I wasn't originally even thinking it was going to be something that I posted on YouTube. I was going to like make some room builds of dorm rooms to post on TikTok. But I think the whole build is going to be here on YouTube now, since that's what we ended up doing. It wasn't planned that way, but that's kind of how it goes sometimes when you're building in The Sims. You just get started, and then inspiration strikes and you see where you end up. And I'm quite happy with that. So that should be in the next couple of days, probably on the channel. And hopefully I will also post some of those individual dorm rooms over on TikTok. I feel like it's like appropriate for this time of year. It's back to school season. Let me know who is going back to school. What are you studying in school? I'd be very curious to know. I've talked about this before. It comes up every once in a while, but I went to school for graphic design. I have a degree in that, and that was years ago now. It's so weird thinking back to how long ago I went to school. I graduated college 7 years ago now. But yeah, I studied graphic design, and I feel like that kind of helps with building in The Sims because like understanding of like color theory and all of that. I sometimes get questions about that. So if you didn't know, graphic design student, or I guess graduate. Anyway, over here I wanted to add some like activities outdoors, and I thought having a basketball hoop would be quite a nice one. I just wanted to make sure there was lots of fun things for the kids to do because I was thinking like perfect family home. I wanted it to be super cozy. So I did get the basketball hoop out here with the like paint on the floor around it. I also got a couple of bikes, and these don't entirely fit the kids I put in this house, meaning that the little bike is pink and I was thinking was for a little girl. Obviously that doesn't matter. Like colors don't have gender, but that was kind of what I was thinking because when I was a little kid, I wanted a pink bike. But when I have on the inside of this house is I do have those 3 bedrooms and there are 2 kids here, but one of the kids is a child and the other one is an infant. So the bike was bought a little too early probably, but I still thought it was cute and I really wanted to decorate an infant room primarily because of the new rugs that we got with Horse Ranch. There's one that has like ponies on it, or there's a swatch with sheep on it, and I really wanted to use the sheep rug. So I thought it would be so cute to have a nursery in this room, but of course, or in this house. But of course, you could change that up and have this home for whatever family you would like, whatever family you're playing with. No harm there. Like, it's easy to switch up. And every once in a while, I get questions if I'm okay with you updating my houses. And oh my gosh, please do. Make them customized for whatever family you have. And if you'd like to share pictures with me of your Sims actually using my creations, I would love to see them. I am Gryphi over on Twitter. Feel free to send them there. You could also join our Discord server. It's always linked down below. It's always really fun to see everyone and chat with everyone. And it's cool to see my builds being used because obviously I primarily build them. Very rarely do I play in them, but it's just really cool. Anyway, I'm working on the floor plan now. And at first I was thinking the kitchen was going to take up like this whole side over here, but it felt way too big for the amount of space that I had. So I actually end up getting rid of this window in the middle and separating this off into 2 rooms. So we have a small kitchen and small dining room, which just really fit better for the scale of this home. It was going to be way too big as just a kitchen, and also it allowed me to close off this floor plan a little bit more, which I also felt like this home made sense to have a more closed off floor plan. It has a massive living room, which I really like, and then I got to use that beautiful archway that came with this pack as well. And then the kitchen counters are actually from the Cool Kitchen Stuff pack. But right now I'm just kind of placing down items to get an idea of how big the rooms are and what will fit in the spaces when I'm thinking of putting in areas, and then we will actually go in and fully decorate the rooms. I was also really excited because I got to use the Space Game wallpaper that we recently got new swatches on. There's like a new gray, green, blue, pink, and they're so pretty. It's just so nice to get new swatches on base game items. So I really felt like that added to how much I enjoyed the interior of this home. It just felt like fresh and new, even though it's a wallpaper we've had for a really long time. Just having a different swatch on it was really nice. But anyway, I do have our fireplace that is like tucked away in this area. We get this gorgeous base game couch. We need more swatches of that couch, honestly. And I used this really pretty rug from Horse Ranch that has like some blues and browns in it. That was a strong color scheme on the interior of this build. I feel like I do that a lot, browns and blues, but it's just like so cozy and family-like in my opinion. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how I feel about it. So that's what I ended up using in here. We have a couple of chairs over on the side. I ended up putting the TV up above the fireplace, and then we're just gonna add some bookcases over here. And I also ended up adding some kids' toys into the living room as well. I wanted the space to feel like clean and everything had its place, but it's still lived in, so having like kids' stuff around made sense. So over in this corner over here, I do end up having a Blurfy as well as a toy box. I know growing up, we had our like toy boxes in the corner, but they weren't like proper toy boxes. They were like those plastic bins you buy to store like Christmas decorations in. Me and my sister each had a plastic bin, and that was our toy box. So those were in the corner of the living room. So it's just what I think of when I think of making a spot for toy boxes is you put them in the corner. Anyway. Over by the entryway, I wanted to get a rug when you first walk in, a place to hang up your coats, as well as temperature controls and a fire alarm. I try not to forget those in builds. Those are easy to forget, and so are trash cans and mailboxes. Luckily, I have all of those in this build. I don't think I show putting the indoor trash can in the build because I did it later on because I did forget, but there is one in here. I think it ends up being in the dining room because there wasn't really space in the kitchen, but we do have everything you need in this house. One thing I didn't add, which was because I wasn't imagining there was a toddler here yet, we only have an infant, is there's not a like little potty chair. What are those called right now? Toddler potty. There we go. I don't have that in the build because I was thinking it was an infant, but that's something easy to add as your Sims age up and all of that. I did make sure to have tubs in this house though, so that you can bathe children or you can bathe dogs, since that is required. I didn't put anything for pets in here, I don't think though, so I wasn't really imagining this household had a pet, but they definitely could. I just like building the things. I don't have to have exactly the correct correct family in mind or exact family in mind when I create them. I sometimes do that because it can be really fun to do something incredibly specific, but also sometimes it's just fun to build something that looks aesthetically really nice and is more versatile for various families, and that's what I did today. So hopefully you enjoy it. Let me know which thing you prefer because I feel like this one's more usable because it's not as specific to like, oh, this is an apartment or a house for this career type or what have you, but those are really fun as well, and I'm sure there'll be more of them on the channel. But yeah, just getting some decorations here in our little dining room. It's very small. I just have a 4-seater table in here, a couple of plants, and this corner shelf from Cats and Dogs. I really hope we get more of those at some point. They just add so much to a room and help fill out those corners that I don't know what to do with. And I feel like it's been a long time since we got one. I think they're just such a nice decoration. But yeah, I just got some more plants on the table, and then we're heading on into the kitchen. This is one of the rare builds that I actually didn't start in the kitchen. I started in the living room. I'm not sure why that is, but that's okay. I really do like how this kitchen came out in the end. It did take me a little while to figure it out because of the window placement. So I couldn't really have as many cabinets as I would have liked in here, but I do still think it comes out quite nicely in the end. We're just trying to figure out which tile I want to use on the walls. I ended up going with this one that's also from Growing Together. It's just so nice and modern, and I feel like this whole house is kind of a more like transitional style where it's like a mixture of more traditional items and more modern things. So I felt like that worked nicely, whereas the floor feels a little bit more traditional, but like the cabinets and the tiles are more modern, and I feel like you can kind of see that throughout this house. Let me know if you agree. It feels like a more modern family home, but it's not like an ultra modern house. So yeah, just decorating the counters here, getting some utensils and a microwave. We also have a coffee pot. Of course, we need to get our cutting boards. I do leave one of the counters empty though, the one that the dishwasher is on, so your Sims can still prep in here, but I still wanted the space to feel like it was fully lived in and cluttered up, so I tried to get as many decorations in here as I could, and I think it looks quite nice. Let me know what you think of it. Oh, and I also added this little painting up above the pot rack that is like of matcha, and I just thought it was a really cute item to add in the kitchen, so I was quite excited about that. But this is going to be the downstairs bathroom. I don't think I showed the upstairs one, but it's pretty much the same. It's, I think, a slightly different layout, but shower tub combo, sink, toilet, all of the basic things you would need. I haven't used this sink in a really long time. I'm pretty sure it's from the Seasons expansion pack. I think it's really pretty, but for some reason I just don't use it very often. So I was happy to use that. And also lately I've been doing this new thing where I add a roll of toilet paper and that little plant on the top of toilets. I just think it looks really pretty. So that's what I did there. And then I added a painting up above as well. And I believe some like soap and stuff on the sink and toothbrushes in case you have your Sims getting ready down here. I could see that happening because having multiple Sims in the house and there's only one bedroom or one bathroom upstairs, having a spot where, you know, they could split where everyone gets ready in the morning and some of your Sims get ready downstairs. So anyway, this is that sunroom I had mentioned. It is tiny. So I decided to put a couple of vertical planters and a couple of single planters in there. You could definitely change that up and put something else, but that's what I thought worked nicely in that space. And then this is going to be the primary bedroom. It's very beige. I feel like it matches the rest of the house quite well though, and I like how it came out. These curtains, I believe, are also from Seasons, and I never used them in this swatch. I think it's because when Seasons first came out, I really liked this swatch and I overused it, and then I stopped using it because I used it way too much. But it's been a while, so I thought it was nice to use that in here. And then I just got a rug from Eco Lifestyle, and we're getting a dresser over here as well. This wood tone matches the bed frame. I know it doesn't match the rest of the room, but I think it's kind of realistic to have various wood tones in your house anyway. And it was a little bit different of a room. I really, really like it. Just cluttering up the dresser. I got a clock, I believe a plant, and a couple of items from the Everyday Clutter Kit. I feel like they're really nice for decorating the tops of dressers because there's this little box and jewelry, and it just feels realistic to me. So I quite enjoyed that. And then we're moving on into our kids' room. I was imagining this was a little kid that was obsessed with space. I loved the idea of that, and we're still using this new swatch of the base game wallpaper in this deep blue swatch. It is so pretty, and it looks so nice with these curtains in the red, really bringing the red tone from the rocket ship that is on the bed. And there's also a matching rug with base game, so I did that in here as well. And most of the stuff in here is space themed, but I also did some like posters and stuff related to void critters because kids have various interests, and I felt like those two kind of went together. So you'll see those being added a little bit later, especially because we also got new swatches to the book bags in base game recently as like a back to school update for the game. So I added the void critter one in here, and I thought it was quite cute. Also, this little pillow on the floor that has spaceships on it, that is from the, oh goodness, Little Campers kit. I thought that that was quite cute, and these little paintings, and there's just so much space-themed things for kids, and I thought it was great because I love doing this theme for kids' rooms. There's also the element collection in here. I thought that would be a fun activity for this kid, and there is that Void Critters poster and the Void Critters bag as well. And I think that's pretty much it for this bedroom. It came together quite quickly, but I think it's really cute. And then this is the infant bedroom I had mentioned. I just really wanted to use this rug. We're going to be grabbing it right now. It's just so cute. Like, look at it. How could I not want to use that? And then I brought in a green wallpaper to go with that. This is a new swatch of it as well. It's slightly more like olive toned. It's not like a true olive green, but more so than the one we had before. So it was nice to add that in here. And I don't have a changing table in this nursery because there wasn't really room for it, but I did get a rocking chair over here, ever so tightly squeezed in the corner, and then just got a couple of decorations. I'm going to be moving those over to the other side of the crib so that this shelf has more space, so I could put some decorations on it. It's a pretty simple room, but I like how it came out. And then we should be working on the upstairs hallway, which I'm pretty sure all I put up here was a chess table, and I also got an ottoman with a guitar next to it. I just wanted to put some extra like skill building items out here. I thought that would be a nice use of the space. And I already put a computer desk office nook downstairs, so I didn't feel like I needed another one up here. So that's what I ended up doing with this space. This is where that ottoman is going to go, right at the top of the steps. And it's actually the one from the Horse Ranch pack. I haven't used this one much yet, but I think it looks really cute here. It's just like super simple. And it's nice that some of the swatches on the items from that pack favor themselves to being used in other sorts of builds other than just like ranches, because everything's super rustic. But anyway, we are outside now. I added a flower arranging table, a grill. There's a table and chairs out on the side yard. And then I'm just adding some more flowers and stuff out front to really fill out this landscaping. And then I believe the last thing I'm going to add is a swing set, because I just thought that that would be really nice to have for like a perfect family home. So I played around with where to add that. I'm going to try to put it in the front yard and then realize there's not enough space for it and end up putting it where I have those two planter boxes outside instead. I'm going to delete those and put some planters in the front yard. I should be grabbing that here now. Yeah, I got this one, which is actually like a early order bonus for growing together. But if you don't have this one, we have some other swing sets in the game you could easily replace it with. I just thought it was really cute. I like the little flags and stickers and stuff on it. But yeah, that's it for this build. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you'd like to see more, and click that bell to be notified when I upload. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy the screenshots. Bye everyone.